Hello my dears, welcome to India's first animated live tuition. So your Pulsar is back with another interesting question. So do you have any idea regarding the question which I'm going to discuss in today's session? So we just discussed one question in the previous session. So today we are going to deal with the next question. Okay, before moving on to our most probable question and the discussion, I will give a mark distribution chart according to the 2023 to 2024 syllabus distribution of the 10th standard by our CBSE syllabus. Okay, so now we are going to deal with the chapter that is chapter number 8, that is chapter name is heredity. So now we are going to deal with the most important part of the question from this chapter. So before moving on to the discussion of our questions, I will give you a motivational quote. It is very mandatory in our session, so it's not going to be easy, but it is going to be worth it. So I will tell you, if you are studying the concepts very clearly according to your level by your teachers, I will definitely sure that you will get the fruitful essence of tomorrow, and you will get the chance to enjoy the fruitful essence of tomorrow's life. So if you are paying hard work for a particular time, you will definitely get back that in your future life. So it's not going to be easy, but I know it is going to be worth it. So now we are moving on to the questionnaire discussion, or one questionnaire discussion from our chapter number 8, that is heredity. Okay, so important question. I know you are eagerly waiting for this important question. Shall I show this question? So the question is of assertion and reason type. Today we are going to deal with one question, and if by clearing this question, by understanding this question or by answering this question, you will be able to understand, or you will get a chance how to be successful student, or how to be very careful while you are answering assertion and reason type question. And after that you will also score 1 marks from the session. I know most of the time assertion or reason type question which comes under the category of 1 mark question, but some of the students may get so much of difficulties while you answering the assertion or reason type questions. But don't worry, please stay tuned with 90 plus my tuition. I will make it more careful. For that I'm here. So first you need to read the instruction. If I know you are very able to understand the instruction, and you are know how to read the questions very carefully. But anyway, if you are giving the instruction, it is very mandatory to read the instruction very carefully. Okay, so the instruction, I will read the instruction. The following question consists of two statements, assertion and reason. So answer these questions by selecting the appropriate options given below. The first option here is both assertion and reason are true, and reason is a correct explanation of assertion. And second option is both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. And the third option is assertion is true, but reason is false. And the final one is assertion is false and but reason is true. So now we can read our exact question. The assertion here is a geneticist crossed two pea plants and got 50% of tall as well as 50% of dwarf in the progeny. So here is our assertion. And next one is reason. So the reason here is one plant was heterozygous tall and the other plant was dwarf. So here is a condition. So don't look into the assertion sentence first. Now we can cross check the reason. Okay, so reason is one plant was heterozygous tall and other was dwarf. So now this is only for 1 marks, but we need to draw the diagrams, or we need to draw the illustration regarding the cross condition. Okay, so I will tell you in the reason. In the reason they have given two options. The one option that one plant was heterozygous tall. So it is very mandatory to write all the key points which is included in our questions from this heredity chapter, otherwise it may be get confused. Okay, and second option they have already given that other plant was dwarf. What do you mean by dwarf? The dwarf means short. Okay, so now we need to derive the possible genotypic condition from these options which we derived through this as which we derived by understanding the reason. Okay, so here first we need to write parents. We need to write parents. So one parent was heterozygous tall. So how can we represent the heterozygous parent? That is capital T, small t. And this is a male gamete. And next one is we are going to cross this with next female part. This is a symbol which is used to represent female, and other plant was dwarf or short. We know the genotype of dwarf or short. So a recessive trait to be expressed, both alleles must be homozygous in condition. That means small t, small t. Okay, so this is tall with heterozygous condition. This is short or dwarf, always in recessive condition. Okay, so now we need to write gametes. Okay, so there will be the gamete formation. One gamete receive capital T and next gamete receives small t. And here one gamete receives small t and next gamete will receive small t. So now it's time to form our F1 generation by this gamete. Okay, so now we are going to deal with the F1 generation, because in the question they have already mentioned about the F1 generation or progenies. Okay, now we are going to fertilize with these two gametes and we will get capital T, small t, and it is obviously heterozygous tall, and here is capital T and small t, and we also got heterozygous tall again, and the next one is we got homozygous, or there is no need to mention it as homozygous condition because we already understood that. Okay, here is small t, and that is short or dwarf in condition, and next one is also small t, and which is also in the dwarf or short condition. So now we got the ratio. Okay, so here we got the ratio as 50%. 50% of the F1 progenies are tall with heterozygous condition, and next 50% of our progenies are homozygous condition or in short recessive condition or short condition. So we got 50% as tall as well as 50% as dwarf or short condition. That means the phenotypic ratio to tall with respect to short is 1:1, and as well as the genotypic ratio here is also capital T is to small t, that is obviously 2:1 is equal to 1:1. That means phenotypic ratio as well as the genotypic ratios are same, that is 1:1. That means 50% of in the F1 generation we got 50% of plant as tall as well as a 50% of plant as dwarf. Now we can move on to our question. Okay, here is the question. Just read the question again, my dears. Okay, so reason one plant was heterozygous tall and other was dwarf. Okay, a geneticist crossed two pea plants and got 50% tall as well as 50% of dwarf in progeny. That means obviously the assertion is true. And now we need to mention about the reason as well. Here one plant reason they have given it as one plant was heterozygous tall and other was dwarf. That means in this, by solving this question, we got that yes, one parent generation as heterozygous tall and one parent generation as dwarf. That means both assertion and reason are true. And reason is a correct explanation of assertion, because a geneticist crossed two pea plants and got 50% of tall as well as 50% of dwarf in progeny, because one plant was completely heterozygous tall and other parent was completely dwarf, not heterozygous, completely dwarf or recessive in condition. Okay, now we just solve this problem by this illustration, and the answer answer is option A. Both assertion and reason are true. Reason is a correct explanation to the given assertion. So we already explained this. Okay, so now we got the answer. Now we got the idea how to solve the assertion and reason type question. Okay, now I'm sure that you got the idea to how to understand or how to answer the assertion and reason type question or some of the case-based studies as well. So stay tuned with 90 plus my tuition app for getting more fabulous question or more fabulous session regarding the possible questions which maybe comes for our board examination as well. And stay tuned with 90 plus my tuition. I will always be there. Trust your faculties and trust your 90 plus my tuition. All team members, we are like families. Okay, stay tuned. I am saying again, stay tuned with 90 plus my tuition app for discussing such kind of all possible questions. So until we meet you again, bye bye my dears.